Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight Australia, Season 13, Episode 6. Before I get into it, please make sure to like the video, subscribe and hit the bell, hype up the video, and leave a comment down below. So the episode starts with wrapping up some of the honeymoons. There wasn't really too much to talk about, so we're just gonna breeze through that. Grayson and Julia slept in separate beds. And I'm surprised because it seemed like their wedding went really well. They were really into each other, but yeah, something's kind of off between them. And even this episode, we barely saw them after that. So I think there's, some trouble going on in that relationship. We then have Gia and Scott, who slept in the same bed and even did the nasty in said bed. And I'm like, oh, okay. She said that she was waiting. So I'm not sure if she's actually at the point with Scott where she was ready to have sex with him, or she allowed the sex to happen so that she could have a point to prove when she got back to everybody in the experiment. We'll talk on that later. Then we have Danny, who apologizes to Beck for dismissing her. She feels reassured by what he says, and it looks like things are better. He had his leg over her and stuff, so they feel more comfortable. But when he's asked about the sexual chemistry, he says it's at a 3. Like, at least it's not a 0. But at a 3, I would not really be motivated to do much of anything with this person, because what's a 3? Like, that's well below average. Oh my gosh, no. Then we have Steven, who apologizes to Rachel, and she appreciates the apology. She also apologizes for how she interpreted what was being said, and she maybe inflated the situation to a level that it didn't have to be at. So yeah, they're both apologizing, and they're both deciding to walk into the dinner party on a better foot, right? Before we head to the dinner party, we have Gia and Scott, who are just reveling in the fact that they're going to be the best couple ever. Everyone's going to be so jealous of them. Nobody's going to be getting along as great as they are. And I'm thinking, oof, best of luck to you, because while you are overcompensating, we have 3 other couples who actually look like they're doing well. We have Daniel and Alyssa. Who else was there? Stella and... what's Stella's husband's name? Whoever Stella is married to. Like, they actually seem to be doing well in their marriages. Mind you, they don't have to say it. It just is. Now, some couples who aren't doing well are Beck and Danny, and Mel and Luke, and you could feel it as soon as they walked into the room.
It's so nice to see my girls are feeling good and they're happy. It's hard to hear right now. It's been great.
Yeah.
So.
Mel and Luke entering separately.
Oh my God, I've been dying to talk to someone that's not my husband. Luke is like a really nice guy. But
Yeah.
What does that mean?
my type usually is someone that has opposite features type.
At least Beck is able to fake the funk a little bit. You can tell that Beck is a little bit off, but Mel is making it very clear. She does not rock with her husband. She doesn't walk in with him, basically. She leaves at the first chance that she gets, and she's not slandering him, but she's unable to say a lot of nice things about him. All that she could muster was that he is nice. She then goes on to say what her type is and how she was looking for a fantasy rom-com type of experience, and it's like, well, yeah, this is why it's not working out. Respectfully, like we say to everybody, if you are so hung up on types or how things are supposed to go, don't come on the show, because you are relinquishing that right by putting your fate in other people's hands. You are going to experience so much disappointment if you have this cookie cutter vision of how things are supposed to be. It's not up to you, and you let that happen. So before Gia even arrives, Beck is in her head because she feels like Gia would be the type of girl that Danny would be into. Mind you, we haven't heard him say anything like this. We actually don't know what his type is. He said that Beck was his type at the wedding. I don't know what that means. He didn't really go into the details, right? But Beck is in her head about it. We also do know that Beck and Gia have some tension, and that tension is still alive and well when they have their reunion.
I just don't know if he's into me. I think Gia would be his kind of girl.
Beck was very forcefully getting me a hug. It was very fake.
You look sensational.
Thank you, babe. How are you?
This is my husband, Danny. This is Gia.
How are you?
Gia. Her man was definitely looking at me. I noticed that. No, you don't need to worry. He's not my type.
These two women are so insufferable for completely different reasons, but also the same reason. Like, they're both insecure, but it manifests in different ways. With Beck, she's spiraling over something that has yet to happen. Gia hadn't even walked in the room yet, and she's like, oh my gosh, I feel like my husband is gonna be attracted to her. Girl, at least let the man show you that he's gonna do something out of pocket for you to be upset at him doing something out of pocket. We are preemptively upset at him. How does that even make sense? Like, how does that make sense? Then you have Gia, with her annoying self. She is so concerned about other people. She's concerned about how they're going to receive her couple. She's concerned about how Beck is going to talk about her and her relationship. She feels like Beck is going to feel away because she's doing so well, and Beck in her mind is not going to be doing well. Then she is saying that Danny has been giving her eyes. Mind you, the producers love to be shady with the edit. We didn't see Danny give this lady no eyes. No eyes ever. And can you imagine, she's even saying this in front of Scott, and I'm thinking, Scott, does it not bother you that this girl is so concerned about what's going on with other people? That would irritate me, because focus on your focus, yeah? Pay attention to this relationship. Who cares if another man is looking at you? He wasn't making passes at her. He wasn't like just staring her down the whole night. So what are you worried about? If I was Scott, I would be concerned that she's so concerned about everybody else. When the dinner portion of the evening starts, Gia is determined to disrupt the happiness in the room. She's like, there are too many smiles, it's too much laughter. Let me make this uncomfortable.
I'm curious to see how me and Scott are ranking in the couple realm. Did you sleep together yet?
No, we have not been intimate.
Have you guys had sex? No. Really? But are you getting there? Like, do you think you guys are close?
I can be a big personality.
It was just like a complete misunderstanding. It was just jokes. They landed wrong. It's not fair to Steve because he didn't do it out of malice.
I loved the way that Rachel handled this, because it would have been easy for her to throw her husband under the bus. He's the one who offended her. He did apologize, but it kind of is him assuming that he was in the wrong. But instead, she was like, I do understand where he was coming from. I had my part to play as well. We are going to take this as a learning opportunity, find a way to interact better in the future. Like, it was just so... it was just so good. It is not beneficial to throw your partner under the bus, especially when your main objective is to mend their relationship. So that was great. I also love that she took responsibility, because oftentimes when the person who is offended has a chance to say their story, it's a lot of finger pointing and not a lot of introspection. But I'm glad that she realized that there was a part that she played in why things escalated when they didn't necessarily have to. So I thought this was a really good display of how to resolve conflict. Gia then takes it upon herself to start bragging about her sex life that, quite frankly, nobody asked about. And it makes the room feel awkward.
Like, he was like, you're hot. I was like, I'm stoked. We tried to hold off, like, it was like we couldn't not. Literally brought us close. Like, every day we've like been closer.
To see her with that massive smile on her face, minging, shush.
The way that Gia is so determined to rub her sex life in people's face really shows an insecurity, because what are you overcompensating for? If your sex life is great, then, child, if your sex life is really that good, you wouldn't want to advertise that. Her bragging and rubbing it in people's face is actually showing that there is an issue, but we just have yet to figure out what that issue is. She's definitely overcompensating for something. As for Beck, I'm thinking insecurity is showing here because she doesn't have to be so rattled by what Gia is doing. There are other people who are also not having sex. There are other people who have had a rough patch on their honeymoon, but they don't seem to be shaken too much by what Gia is doing. At least we don't see them being too shaken by what Gia is doing. So yes, they both are insecure about certain things. It's just manifesting in different ways. It's also interesting how the insecurities that they both have stem from the same thing. They were both bullied when they were younger for their looks, right? How they were perceived in terms of attractiveness. And now in adulthood, it has manifested in Gia as, look at me, I'm better than everybody else. And it has manifested in what's this girl's name? Beck, as, oh my gosh, everybody looks better than me. Beck says it's not every couple that starts hot and heavy that has a lasting relationship. Sometimes the slow burn is what ends up, being the most healthy, long-lasting relationships. Gia took that as a personal attack to be like, oh, well, why do you think that we're just going to fizzle out? She never said that. Do you think that? Because she didn't say that. Now, the couple that's really having a rough time is Mel and Luke. And Mel is making it absolutely clear that things are wrong in her relationship. She is not hiding it whatsoever. She is sending a very clear message to the room that she does not like her husband.
Hey, you were on fire tonight.
What do you mean?
Is he not your type?
I find Luke cute.
It's been tough because, like, you know, I've been trying. I'm sure you've been trying too.
She's just so shut down. She can't give kindness and grace.
Create a friendship at least.
Yeah, I know, but...
And that's what sucks for me.
She has a juvenile mindset. Because realistically, we know that life is not a fairy tale. Most people who have lived life know that. So this girl, she's stuck in this childlike reality that just isn't real for most people. Yeah, some people might have a fairy tale story, but that's not the norm. Now this juvenile mindset that she has is showing up in her behavior. The way that she is able to turn on this fun personality when she's with other people and then deliberately want to ice Luke out, kind of like sending him a message. It's just, yeah, it's very weird. The other brides are trying to say, well, do you think that you kind of set yourself up for disappointment because you are so stuck on the fairy tale? And she basically is like, no, what's missing in reality is vulnerability. I hope you mean vulnerability on your part because you're the one who hasn't been trying. At least Luke has been trying. Yes, he did not make the best first impression, but he has been making an attempt to connect ever since then. She has not. Then they ask her, what are the icks that you have? This girl says he watches TV loudly. If that isn't the most childish thing I've ever heard, I mean, I know icks technically are supposed to be childish, but I'm like, this doesn't even have to be an ick. Number one, you can just let him know, hey, I would appreciate if the volume wasn't on 87 all the time. And if he changes that, then cool, the issue was eradicated. The way this is such a non-issue, express yourself. Are we 5? Like, you're an adult. You were able to tell the experts what you wanted to be coupled up with. You're able to tell the person that you're coupled up with what you expect from him. At the very least, you could do that. We cut back to Gia, who just can't get over the fact that she, in her opinion, is doing so much better than everybody else in the experiment. So she wants to know why Beck and Danny were able to have sex, but it doesn't seem like they've progressed much in the romance department.
Beck and Danny just slept together once, and I don't see chemistry between them.
We just had like one little rough patch.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you talk about that when you talk.
The rough patch was that how we're gonna go from like friends to lovers.
So because you've had sex, does affection then get easier or has it become more difficult now?
With the intimacy side of things, like I probably haven't been the most intimate with you, have I? Like,
Are you talking about sex-wise or are you talking about like affection?
Do you regret that you had sex early on?
Not at all. Are you joking?
Okay.
I think it is always beneficial to just wait it out when it comes to sex. Just because, number one, guys, stranger danger. Oh my gosh. Stranger danger. I know you're technically married in the process, but like, oftentimes the couples who are super hot and heavy at the beginning do end up crashing and burning. So yeah, I understand why she's trying to say, I don't regret us having sex so early and whatever, but you can tell that there's regret there. I also am intrigued by how she decided to frame her relationship. Danny was trying to say that things aren't going well, right? But he ended up deferring the conversation to Beck. Beck in turn is like, no, things are great. Like, I feel like he's there for me. He's this, he's that, he's whatever. And on the one hand, I am glad that she's just not putting all their business on Front Street because it's not for other people to pick apart. But then I'm like, it's not beneficial for you to lie about where your relationship is at. You guys are clearly at a crossroads right now. You don't really know how to work past this awkward tension you have. I don't know if it's because you had sex and the sex wasn't great, or you had sex too early and now that emotional connection hasn't caught up to that. Like, it's just, there's something that's amiss, and it would have been better for her to even allude to that, not in detail, but at least allude to that so that you're still remaining true to what is actually going on in your relationship. They also conveniently left out the part where Beck was spiraling about Danny having a wandering eye. And then I'm also like, wait, aren't we supposed to be looking out for who Danny is interested in at this dinner party? Because to me, it didn't seem like he was looking at anybody. Miss Gia, is convinced that Danny was just ogling her, was staring her down the whole evening. Respectfully, I ain't see that. I ain't see that, Gia. So if it's in your head that just every man is after you, seek help. Because that's a problem. But anyways, we'll see in the next episode that Gia and Scott are going to implode. I can only imagine why. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.